An update now on the skydiving plane that crashed last month on the North Shore, killing all 11 people on board. The same plane had a close call years before in California. Always Investigating has a first-hand account of what went into rebuilding and testing it for service in Hawaii after that. Jean Mangieri reports.
The pilot who brought that plane here for Oahu Parachute Center says it was partially rebuilt, thoroughly inspected, and performed well during test flights and years of service before the tragic crash. The King Air skydiving plane that crashed at Dillingham Airfield is an aircraft intimately familiar to this Hawaii pilot.
In 2017, I actually delivered that aircraft here to Hawaii on a 14-hour flight.
Oahu Parachute Center hired Adam Townley Wren in 2017 to ferry the plane to the islands after leasing it from a California owner. That was just a year after this had happened in the Bay Area. That is onboard skydiver video of a 2016 incident in which 14 passengers had to bail out at more than 12,000 feet as parts of the very same plane came apart. The pilot struggled to regain control in a rapid, flat spin. The plane sustained substantial tail-end damage. When they see that video, people ask, how can that plane fly again with people aboard?
That aircraft, from what we call the aft pressure bulkhead, from that back, every rivet was inspected or replaced. And that was the newest, most examined part of the entire aircraft at that point.
Did that concern you at all before your delivery?
Not specifically for the delivery, but before I flew it the first time, for sure. I did some of my own evaluations to ensure that the aircraft was okay and rigged correctly in terms of the flight controls.
The Trans-Pacific crossing put the repaired plane through its paces too, flying longer, heavier, and higher than it would ever have to fly again for Hawaii skydiving outings.
I definitely did more intense maneuvers and everything than it would have ever been subject to under normal operations. So I could speak to kind of its full envelope. And I trusted the aircraft. It had no indications that there was going to be any problem.
Neither did the FAA, which allowed skydive flights to commence after a startup inspection in December 2017, plus an operations inspection in March 2018.
It was looked at by federal agencies and all kinds of things after that incident.
Do you have any knowledge if this plane then continued its 100-hour and its annual service as required?
I don't have any personal knowledge of that, but I do know mechanics that have worked on the airplane, and I know that the operator was a very safety-conscious guy.
The operator he's referring to is George Rivera, seen here getting the keys right after the 2017 delivery flight. Rivera had operated Hawaii Parachute Center for about a decade before starting Oahu Parachute Center that year.
He was a parachute rigger, which is a very stringent, it's an FAA certification, and he maintained parachutes doing the various stitchings and things.
Townley Wren was involved in the startup training for Oahu Parachute Center staff.
I also did some of the flight training for the initial cadre of pilots that the operator had up there. We went over, engine out procedures and stalls and all sorts of emergency preparation.
From the delivery through the startup training, Townley Wren says he saw no sign of any lingering problems from the Bay Area incident damage. He's told everything he saw and knows to the National Transportation Safety Board investigators who interviewed him.
They came to all of us looking for any information. They're still looking for pictures and videos of the incident especially. I've been encouraging people that I know that have had interactions with the aircraft to testify.
He's been encouraging them to testify. The NTSB has asked for witness pictures and videos going back as far as the plane's nearly 2 years of operations in Hawaii. Log on to our website for a link on how you can submit information to federal investigators. The NTSB's preliminary report could be out as soon as this week. Back to you.